What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Gotham Knights in 2022. Now, I've been doing this for several games over the last couple days or couple weeks where, in a lot of these games, we don't even know exist. And I talk about kind of the roadmap that we could see from them next year. And again, that's being that they haven't even been announced yet. For Gotham Knights, it's obviously a lot different, and that's why it's fun, and that's why, hopefully, for the love of God, 2022 is finally the year that we get this game. Long awaited, right? And maybe it's really good. Maybe it's really, really disappointing to people. We don't know quite yet. But 2022 should be the year, and honestly, it should all happen, in my opinion, very, very quickly. I really think so. I did one for Hogwarts, a video like this, and I think Hogwarts is going to be a lot more spaced out, seeing that I still think it comes out like at the very end of next year. So I think it'll be like a year of stuff. For Gotham Knights, truly, I'd be shocked if this game doesn't come out by August. Maybe August, probably at the absolute latest. You have to think about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, which at this point, I think is almost, maybe not fully, almost a 50-50 coin flip of does that game actually come out before, Gotham Knights, which would be quite something, and I'll just kind of leave it there for now. But that's kind of why, Gotham Knights releases whenever it does, May, June, July, maybe April, whatever, and then you give it a couple months, and then does Suicide Squad come out late summer, early fall? And then even if you want to do Hogwarts, because Hogwarts is different, the DC games, as I've said many times, I do think you have to space them out by at least 1 or 2 months. It's not mandatory, okay? I'm not making a mandate for it, but I think in terms of sales and history for the gaming industry, what we've seen so often is that when you do have games that even are from the same publisher or even remotely close to each other in terms of how the game actually operates or what the game actually is, it does hurt. It hurts one or the other or both, and that's just how it's gone many times. So I would say you kind of split them off. But so if Gotham Knights releases in that, and it's a big, honestly, I do think it's a big window. I think for sure we can rule out the first couple months of the year. Like, I don't think January, I don't think February. At this point, I really also probably don't think March. Now, remember, we did see from their, I believe, lead artist, right, on his website, which was a mistake on his part, and hopefully he wasn't, yelled at too badly. He had that concept art for Gotham Knights Spring 2022. Now, that could have been moved. It could easily be moved, but spring in the gaming industry is pretty commonly, that April through end of May. June is summer. Towards the end of June is technically summer, but I that's normally what spring is in terms of the gaming industry. So yeah, I would take it April or May. I think what you have so far is January is pretty empty, as January most of the time is. February is absolutely insane. March is kind of it's got its moments, it's got its not moments, and then April, May, June on, you don't really know a lot of the games that come out. So I think Gotham Knights releasing in that April, May period actually makes a ton. It keeps it away from most other. Now, it'll get filled up. Other games will also release. But right now, it's away from the other heavy hitters. And what that means, I think, and I think even a James Sigfield on Twitter, he's talked about it too. It means, I think, rapid fire and a lot of information coming to us all at once. And that makes sense because, again, for Hogwarts, it's a lead for any game that you're going to start kind of a slow campaign for, and then the game comes out, at the end of it. It's slow. It has breaks in between. For Gotham Knights, that's why I've always kind of been, or at least in my head, I feel good about Gotham Knights in terms of when we get going, because when we do get going, it's not going to stop. If they start promoting this thing like crazy in January or February, which is probably when they do it, right? And even right before the Batman, or around even the time of the Batman, right? Batman is very, I think, March 3rd or sometime in very, very early March. I think the Batman is March 3rd, March 4th, so very, very the first week of, not even first full week, just first week of March in general. I think it makes a lot of sense to start your promotion for Gotham Knights, and then when you do that, there is no break. I think it's just kind of fast and furious. You announce it, you re-announce it, right? You show a new trailer, you show gameplay, that you would get, press kind of stuff, press previews. You'd have the developers talking a lot in terms of interviews, and you'd have community manager stuff. It would get, so that, it's It's not too much to say, even though actually like what we're going to get is a ton. I think when things get going, these would be my, I guess, predictions for Gotham Knights. Number one, it releases again before like August. I still think April through June makes the most sense. Number two, the first time that we hear it again, or the next time we hear it, I should say, right? It's not gonna stop this time. There's not gonna be an extended, honestly, kind of like DC Fandom. If you take DC Fandom as the first part of their promotion, I don't think it was like the greatest, kickoff to it that you possibly could have done. But if you just assume that it was, it makes sense. You show something at DC Fandom in October, then you have several months where you're off, which still makes sense, and then you come back January, February, and that, that's only 2-3 months before it releases, and it's just every month you get stuff, or maybe even like every 2 or 3 weeks you get stuff, and it doesn't stop. So that's what I'm hoping for Gotham Knights. You guys all deserve it. I think I deserve it. I think everybody deserves it, right? Let's just get this game, see if it's actually good, and move on with our lives in a way, and experience the other DC games that are also coming. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me on Twitter or on my second channel, or support us on Patreon or YouTube memberships, links for them all are in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.